Thank you for joining us to take a glimpse into how lives are changed at Goodwill Industries of Houston. The two amazing people you are about to meet are from our Family Strengthening Initiative. Family Strengthening is a new program that represents a cultural shift for Goodwill. Our approach with this initiative is simple. We uniquely meet the needs of the entire family instead of just the individual. Our goal is for these outstanding individuals to break the cycle of poverty and overcome its causes. We do this by working with our collaborative partners to provide our program participants with access to financial literacy training, secure and reliable housing, transportation, healthcare, childcare, and more. Why this new model of family strengthening? Because we realized that finding an individual a job wasn't enough to ensure long-term success. At Goodwill Houston, we know that changing a life changes a family, which changes our community. So come with us and see how we are strengthening Houston, one family at a time.
I grew up in CPS, so I grew up everywhere. As a little girl, I actually had unanswered questions, like why didn't I live with my parents? Why am I different from everybody else? Hi, my name's Christy, I'm 19. I live in Houston, Texas, and Goodwill is helping me change my life. When I ran away from CPS, I actually had connections with some of the girls I was in foster care with, and we just kept contact after I left. They were both corrupt, knew way more than I did, obviously, and that's how I got introduced to prostitution. And when I ran away, that's what I did to take care of myself and make sure I had food and clothes. I used to wake up to come walk the streets of Bissonnette. This is where I was fully exposed to prostitution. In the beginning, it didn't bother me, but as I got into it more and more and kept on doing it, I knew if I didn't stop, I was gonna die. I just had that feeling from the Lord that my life is not gonna last much longer. And that's when I met Elijah Rising. They were over here next door praying. They had a prayer meeting going on, and I was out here prostituting. I ran into a girl here named Megan that's part of Elijah Rising, and that moment was like a door opening. Slowly, I just kind of came out of the lifestyle, and I still had them as a community around me to help me and tell me I'm better than this. Elijah Rising introduced me to Goodwill, and then from Goodwill, I met Angel.
The first time that I met Christy, I realized that my position here was more than just what my job title states. My job title is employment specialist. It was challenging. She didn't trust me, she didn't trust the program. I don't think that she trusted herself. She wasn't allowed to be a little girl. She was taken advantage of, and it was different.
I didn't know how to speak to people or how to address conversations over the phone. They just taught me a lot about what a young woman should be like. I didn't realize they had resources to help me pay for school or help me learn life skills, like how to react to things in the real world. I didn't know that they had all that. They introduced me to St. Michael's Academy, and they paid for it for me to go there and get a high school diploma.
When I first met Christy, I can tell that life was really hard on her. It feels so good as a principal to sit down with somebody who's come from such a hard life and then be able to say, yes, you can, and her actually achieve it. I didn't give her anything that she didn't do it herself. I just gave her an opportunity for her to be herself and earn her education.
Yeah, getting my diploma made me feel good about myself and gave me a little bit of a push in my other parts in life. If I can get my diploma, then why can't I do anything else?
I started to see Christy become more confident in herself. She completed on-the-job training at the River Oaks Job Connection. She got office skills, and I just started to see Christy become a woman.
I think I noticed the change really starting when I figured out how to really live in the world. I felt like I was living life, but just felt productive and I was getting somewhere.
Christy's story is redemption. It's like the rebirth of Christy James.
I'm not the same person I was. I'm far from that person. I wouldn't go back to this life or anything. I plan on just going to college soon in the summer. I have a daughter now, so she's in my future, and I'm gonna make sure she's aware of what the world can offer, the bad stuff and the good stuff. Like, she's just gonna be different because she's gonna know God from a young age. I'm gonna bring her up in church. All the stuff that I wasn't taught, I'm gonna make sure I teach her.
Christy's future is bright. Her past doesn't define her future. She's a victim of circumstance, but she's gonna make it. And I'm gonna make sure that she makes it. I've made a conscious decision to make sure that not only Christy is okay, but her daughter Anaya is okay. Because she didn't have the opportunity, but now her baby has the opportunity.
Yeah, anything is possible for me now.
My name is Annette Holman, and Goodwill has changed my life. Growing up as a child, I was the oldest. I liked taking care of my little brothers and sisters. As I got older, I found myself being drawn into the medical field. I had a very strong, very good career working for 3 medical doctors, and I loved my job. In November of 2010, my mother took ill, and I had to leave my job in Prescott, Arizona, that I loved very much, to take care of my mother. After her passing, I found it very, very hard to try to find myself. I didn't know where I was going to work. I was lost. I had no direction, didn't know where I was going, but I knew I wasn't hopeless. I knew I had the drive to find what I wanted to do. I am a city girl. I love the city. So Houston was the next choice for me. I'm coming to Houston with just the clothes on my back and maybe $50 in my pocket. Got me a bus pass, and I just started going all over town. I just kept going all over, and then I found Job Connection. So I went into the Goodwill store. I turned around and I looked, and there's a door, Job Connection. I'm like, is that part of this? And the girl said, oh yeah, we have, that's for referrals for jobs. And I'm like, oh, okay. Finally, I got myself in there. And I did the orientations, I did all the skills I needed to do, and that's where everything took off.
Annette attended the Yes You Can class, and that is a social life and job readiness training curriculum. One of the elements that is so needed in our programs is recognizing your strengths and capitalizing on them so that you can use that in your career path.
Once I got involved with the Job Connection, I met with my counselor and did my assessment and saw that I had medical background. He said, how about this? Would you like doing certified nurse's aid? And I said, yeah, I'd like that. And then he said, or phlebotomy. That did it. That took off. I said, I want to do it. That is what I want to do. They referred me to Smithwood.
I first met Annette as a student here. She came through the Goodwill program and finished the phlebotomy program. And now Annette is working here. We actually hired her to be a phlebotomy instructor here. So she does a lot of work with the students, very engaging with the students, very interactive. It's a very hands-on type of program.
I see myself now in such a better light and a better position and a better career. And I don't care how old you are, you're never too old. Now, with my family, I have my grandchildren. I just see so much that I can give and so much that I can do. And I wake up every morning and I see myself in the mirror and I see a phlebotomist that I didn't see a year ago. And it just makes me feel so good. And Goodwill did that for me. empowering me, knowing that I had the power. They gave me that confidence to say, you can do it. Here's the resources. We're gonna help you, and we're gonna stand by you. And they do till this day.
This is an exciting time at Goodwill Houston. Last year, we were able to serve more people than ever before. And while we work hard to spread awareness about the Goodwill mission, we know that nothing speaks louder than success stories just like these. Although our vision for changing the community through changing families is big, we know that with partners and donors like you, we can and will accomplish it. So next time you think your donation is just one of many, think of Christy and Annette. Each donation is an investment in a changed life. I hope you will join us in changing thousands more. Your donation could be the one that makes all the difference.